Now let's study idea number 4. Idea number 4, Dusrita Varga, Pratama Dusrita Sutta, misconduct. Translation of page number 835. It is about the consequence of the misconduct. Explained by Buddha himself. There are 5 negative consequences of the having misconduct. The first one is called the Attapi Attana Bhavati. One accuse oneself of being weak or being immoral. So self-accusation of oneself. This is number 1 benefit, number 1 consequence. Number 2, the wise and thinking, morally thinking, wise people, good people will censure. This is the second consequence. These two consequences are different from the consequence of having bad morals, breaking the moral precepts. Now the third one is very similar. Bad reputation. Number 4, confused debt. This is also very similar. And number 5, being reborn in a bad rebirth, such as hell, or where there is not much joy and happiness. Now altogether, these are 5 consequences of having bad conduct. You have already studied bad conduct. There are 10 kinds of bad conduct. 3 bodily bad conduct, 4 bodily bad conduct, 3 bad mental states, altogether 10. So you can take notes. Have you taken notes? I will ready again. Idea number 4, the book of 5. The negative consequence of the 10 bad conducts. Number 1, self-accusation.
Can you repeat that?
Self-accusation.
Oh, self.
Self-accusation of oneself, such as being weak in the moral judgment and moral thinking, etc. Blame oneself. Number 2, being censured by the wise. Being censured by the wise.
Censure.
Yes, censure. Or blame. Being blamed by the wise. Blame. And number 3, bad reputation. Now it is very similar to the one which you have studied. Now after confused debt. Confused debt. Debt and confused state. And number 5, bad revolt.
Was that bad? What?
Bad revolt.
Rebirth.
Got
Got it. Thank you.
Now, similarly, on the opposite of that, there are 5 positive consequences of good conduct. You can write notes. 1. Being free from self-blaming. Freedom from self-blame. Praised by the wise. Being praised by the wise. This is number 2. Positive consideration. Number 3. Good reputation. Number 4. Peaceful death. Peaceful and disturbed death. Somewhere when they reach the last moment of death, they are really afraid. They have fear, they have sadness, fear of next phase of life. Or some very devout people who are grown up in a particular type of religion, they have a very strict teaching regarding they are afraid. Those who don't believe in their religion are going to be punished by the 4 evil angels, even when their bodies are in the grave, in the tomb. They will ask questions, many questions, and they were going to pierce with the spears and etc. And such kind of descriptions are recorded in that text. This is very difficult. Sometimes religion is very bad for the people psychologically. It creates a lot of problems, especially if you are not into religion analytically enough. So, and there's no such thing. So you don't need to be afraid of death. You don't need to be afraid of next process if you live life responsibly, morally responsibly, and nicely. Because the next phase of life is like the tomorrow. You have to face tomorrow by sleeping, and next day it comes by itself. In the same way, the process of rebirth comes by itself in those texts. And the way people are reborn in the healing is mentioned in a very simple language. Sutta Pavodoviya. Just as a person waking up from his sleep, he just born in the heaven. In the same way, when people go to hell, same way. No one pushed down into the hell. Just only their action, their spiritual flow, serves as energy, negative energy or positive energy, depending on how good, how bad they have done, they have lived. So, number 3, good reputation. Number 4, peaceful death. Number 5, good rebirth. So these are 5 positive consequences of the 10 good contacts. Can you remember 10 good contacts? I said we are reviewing. I would like to ask a question. What are 10 good contacts? 3 good bodily contacts. 4 good power contacts. 3 good mental states. Can you say specifically what are 3 good body contacts? Abstaining? No. Abstaining from killing? Abstaining from stealing? Abstaining from sexual misconduct? Okay. And now what are 4 power good contacts? Abstaining from lying, slandering, harsh speech, frivolous stuff. What are 3 good mental states? No greed. Let's see, sometimes you can interpret as generosity, generous goodwill. And number 2, loving goodwill. Number 3, right view. Right view. Right understanding. These are called altogether 10 good contacts. Okay, now let's go and head to the next item. Next item. And number 5, item. Sekata Piyala Bhikkhu Sutta, English translation book 286 POD. Now, this is recorded in 243 in my book. Okay. Here the Buddha mentioned in very wonderful detail about the human beings, about the universal nature, about the universal destiny of their action. And the action they do never discriminate based on the rank. In this sutta, Buddha mentioned even the monk, bhikkhunis, female monk, under trainees, sikamana, female novice, male novice, devotees, and lady devotees, and all those who are in other religion believe or who are non, who have no religion at all, such as in Buddha's time, Ajivoka and Nikanda in today's time, and Jains. Jains are very strict in following the Panadipada. They don't kill. They don't even drink water. Sometimes they have to. They are very strict. And the next one is the one who live in the forest, and hermit. Also the one who practice different kind of witchcraft or guardian medium of the who serve as a medium, who are working in the shrine, who are pre-bringer, who are just ordinary human beings, who belong to the lower caste or high caste. All these, regardless of their social status and social rank, everyone is the same. If they commit wrong action, their destination is bad reward and happiness in this very life. And if they are very nice people, always doing good things, observing morality, their consequence is happiness in this life and also good reward in the future. This is what is mentioned. That's why I try to study this text. Okay, now let's do it now. Bhikkhu Sutta. Bhikkhu means the monk. Sutta means discourse. Actually, the Bhikkhu is generally ordinary heading. And under the heading of the Bhikkhu, there are all people are included in this sutta. So, let's write down. The monks who commit killing, stealing, sexual practice, lying, alcoholic drinks, and narcotic drug. This monk is going down to the hell on death. And secondly, a good monk, if he abstains from killing, stealing, other material, and also telling lies and alcohol and narcotic drugs, he will be a good reward. So, in all the other ordinary lay people, 5 precepts. What are the 5 precepts? If they break them, for example, one who used to kill, one who used to steal, one who used to commit adultery, one who used to tell lies, one who used to drink alcohol and take narcotic drug, And such people, regardless of their social rank and dignity, will face rebirth in the hell when they die. So, in opposite of that, anyone, even though the devotees and knowledgeable people, if they abstain from the stealing and killing, stealing, adultery, and telling lies, and alcoholic drugs, they will be happy in this life, and also they will reward in good reward. That's a what it made. So you're gonna you're gonna write a small note. Those who observe, are preserved, and break the rules will have their reward as part of their action. So this is it. What it remains. I want to skip some of the Siddhartha Sutras in Gotra, remaining sutras. Instead, I would like to go to Siddhartha Sutras to study from Kurga Pacha Pali text. And I think number 6, next page. Next page. And Vijayamani Gaya, Surabhava Udena, the Chola disposition of Karma, Mahabhava Udena, the greater disposition of Karma. You should study data regarding the teaching of the Karma in the future, because it's also needed a lot of explanation. In the remaining amount of time, I would like to share a very important teaching regarding very important discourse on the downfall. Number 6, Siddhartha Sutta came from? Came from number 6. Number 6, Siddhartha Sutta, do study from Kurga Pacha Pali text. So we want to see how that's addressed. So item number 1, Bhava Sutta. 6, downfall. S, leading to downfall. S, leading to downfall. I know we don't have that English translation book. That translation book will be in library. And it's called a Sutta Nipata. Sutta Nipata, newly published by Wisdom Publication and translated by Bhikkhu Boy also. And the original previous ones are those translated by Venerable Sadrasita. I'm going to use the only Pali one because I have no English. This discourse is very interesting because in society as a layman, we need to be successful. Even if we are not really successful, we have to try to achieve our intended goals according to our limited capacity. It's very important because to establish oneself in the society as a decent layman, as a decent person is very important because you are going to have a family. You have people to support, you are living in the society, so you have to have decent status. Regarding this, what I want to say is that people who follow the Buddha's advice can be successful and happy. So this sutta happened when Buddha was staying in the city of Jeddah Monastery in the city of Savatthi. And the temple polluted by Anatta Penika, the worthy support Anatta Penika. If somebody have been to India on pilgrimage on the Sea of Sarawati, you will see, today in today's time is about 16 acres big property. In ancient times, much bigger than that, because the wealthy Samoda Nadavinga bought that property by spreading gold coin after gold coin, the whole land. Because he has such a strong faith and devotion toward the Buddha, so he can sacrifice his material world. So that temple is very well known because a lot of Buddha's teaching in Buddhist discourse taught there. Buddha himself spent the last many years of his life there, for more than 20 years, 25 years. Other times he just moved around from one place to another place, and depending on the necessity, and he used to go around all over and in the middle regions. Sometimes on foot, sometimes by his psychic power, and sometimes he goes alone, sometimes he goes accompanied by 500, sometimes 1,000, sometimes more than 1,000 people. So he's walking non-stop, going to Buddhist texts. His work schedule is very, very busy, fully occupied. And in Buddhist texts clearly mentioned about that, how he spent his day every day. At the moment he get up from his rest, I use the term rest because he's not in sleep. Normally people used to sleep, but for the Buddha, he just lying down and he just enter into his jhana state in order to recharge his body. Then he will get up about, let's say, 3:30, and then he wash up, he dress up himself, and then he just do whatever. What is it called, the Mahakaruna Samapati. He just enter into the compassion, great compassion, absorption stage. He just check. After he get all that great compassion jhana, he scan all the direction. He scan all the direction. What his own mission, powerful mind. Checking what kind of person is to say on that day. And that person come into his view, and like the way we used to see in earthly screen. And he see everything regarding that person, every detail of that person. Not only to tell Buddha about that person's life. So Buddha check what kind of need he needs. Depending on urgency of the need, he used to go. If the need is very urgent, he go immediately. Sometimes if he cannot wait, sometimes he wait. Well, this is a one routine in the morning. And another routine is about 3:30 and 4 o'clock. He also checked once. This is also scanning all direction. So he scanned all the direction 2 times a day. And depending on whatever he need to give tomato and be safe, he just go there to see that person, to meet with that person and give tomato. And in this school, Buddha's time, Buddha's night time especially, is not a result for the human being. It's a result for divine beings. Divine beings are all the human beings. Buddha start walking from 3:30 all the way to the whole day, except the brief amount of the rest after lunch. After lunch, let's say it's about 1 hour, and then he just get up, he just give it to tomato to the monk and to the lady. Ladies are mostly in the evening time, in the morning time on the special occasion. At the night time, his involvement with the human beings are up to about 8. After that, 8, 9. After that, all the night time is a result for the divine beings. Divine beings, when they come down from the heaven, usually they come in very brilliant trail of light. Sometimes some divine beings they come in the big circle of light, big pool of light. They just come down and like some sort of space vehicle. This is a routine every night. Only about 12:30 he rests. At that moment, no divine beings come. Sometimes not only ordinary divine beings from the heaven, also demons and the ghosts also sometimes come. And some ask for help, some ask question. In this sutta, there was at the Jirama monastery, and then one divine beings come. Now let me share what is recorded in Buddhist text. Tako anyatra devata, abhikanta yadiya, abhikanta wana, devatapan, jedavanan ovasitva, yenapwa, denubasingvi. Tako, at the moment where I stay in the Jirama monastery, anyatra devata, one anonymous and not famous divine being, deity. Abhidana Radia at the midnight, when the first phase of the night pass. Abhidana Wana, having brilliant lights. Kevalakapan Jedavana over Sitwa. By brightening and shining the whole compound of the Jedavana monastery. Shenabwa Denubasini, he approached to the where the Buddha stayed. Upasamidwa having approached, Bhagavana Vivaridwa, having set green walls and having paid respect. Egamana Tasi, he stand at the appropriate place. Egamana Chitako, having stood at the appropriate place. Sajyota, their divine beings, Bhagavanta. Kataya Ijapa, see, he started communicating with the Buddha by using Pali language. Parabodam Britsam Vyam Puchama Koma, Bodam Butu Bhavama, Kaim Prabhuado Bukha. Panora Buddha, we come here to ask you what can lead to the failure for a person. In order to ask this complex question, I will come here. Please answer. They will answer, Suvijano Bongho, Duwijano Bravo, Tamaka Mo Bongho, Tama Disi Bravo. The first verse, Tamaka Mo Bongho. Respect of the Dhamma. In this case, the Dhamma is fairness and justice. Fairness and justice. Respect of the Dhamma is the way to succeed. Dhamma Diti Bravo. Neglecting and no respect of the Dhamma is the way to failure. So number one note, you write down note. Respect of the Dhamma is the way to success. No respect of the Dhamma is the way to failure. This is the fast. I'm trying to shorten, I'm trying to make a preachment of the whole discourse. Now, verse number 3, I'm going to translate Buddha's answer. Asandasa piya bondi sanje na kurute piya. Astam dhamma vajedi tam brahvato mukha. Okay, now you're going to write down the notes. Number one, already finished. Number two, associating with bad people and liking their way.
Associate with what?
Associating with bad people. And preferring their way, or admiring or liking their way, is the way to failure. These are major important principles for success and failure. One must love fairness and justice. One must love being associated with the good people. Now, verse number 5. This is regarding the everyday actions. You can enter Navati in your note. Now let me quote in Bali. Neta sili, sapa sili, anutta raja yoro, alaso, koda anyano, dam prabha o mukha. Number 3, the one who used to enjoy long sleep. Ordinary sleep, not ordinary sleep, long sleep. The one who used to spend much time in entertainment show, such as going to the movie, cinema, going to the nightclub all the time, etc. Occasionally going is actually not problem. And then because the brothers use the term silly, habitual action. The one who used to go to enjoy entertainment show. Now the one who is not active and wants necessary things. The one who is not active and wants daily necessary things. The one necessary thing is just only an addition. In the text is not included, so that you can understand fully. The one who used to be lazy and the one who is temperamental. Temperamental means who used to angry at anyone. When you want something, he cannot reconcile. He who used to angry all the time. One who used to angry is the way to failure. So the one who always spend much time sleeping, the one who always used to go to the entertainment show, and wasting much time at the nightclub, and the one who is not active, not committed, and whatever he is supposed to do. The one who is always lazy, the one who is always used to be angry and temperamental, and this is the way to failure. Now, if you finish, I don't want to go ahead. Now next answer said by Buddha. This is maybe 4, I think 4. In the answers of the text, Buddha says, John Pitron wa Jinkan Yona. But who sando na prati down Bravo Mukha? This means that the one who is able to support and to look after one's old parents, but neglect. Okay, now let me translate literally. The one who neglect. The one who neglect one's own frail parents, even though will be able to do so. This way which lead to failure. So it means that the one who doesn't look after our own spirit, who doesn't support the parent, who always neglect the old parents, especially old parents. Old parents who are already past their youthful age, who can no longer support by themselves. And if someone tries to neglect those people, even though he has ability, financial ability, and necessary social conditions to take care of the parent, if we neglect, such person is the way to failure. He can lead to failure. Even though he may not fail in this life, he will fail in the future involved. He will get the same consequence, such as getting neglected by his children when he got his own children. He will be not in life this life. If he doesn't get his life, he will get in the future reward. Because the parents are in Buddhist teaching. Parents are in the same place like the Buddha, and the mother and father, especially mother. And he share the same place like the Buddha, same place of the honor, same place of devotion. Now number 5, I think, great. Number 5. Number 5, Yogamana, Samana, Inyawa, Iwo Nipaka, Musawa, Dina, Wanji, Gamba, Boado, Muka. Number 5, the one who cheat a Brahmin or an ascetic, a monk, the one who lives a pious life, is the way to failure. So cheating the Brahmin, holy man, such as the Brahmin or the monk, the ascetics, or those who live pious lives by deception or by fraud, is the way to failure. So if you finish, we go ahead. Number 6. Buddha was Buddha sa Hurino sa Ochno. Ego Bodhi sa Nikamba Bodomuka. The rich man, despite his immense amount of wealth, is not interested in sharing with fellow human being. It's also the way to failure. The rich person, despite his wealth, if he failed to share with others, this is the path to failure. But he may be rich in this life. His money, his wealth, he can't use it in any life in this world. Because he has people in position, and he cannot take all these things with him. So once he left this world, he has to leave everything behind. Because of his lack of charity and stinginess, in the future regard, he will born a poor man and into a poor family. That's what it means. Now, this is number 7. Can you go on number 7?
Yeah.
Okay. and Zati Tato, Dana Tato, Buddha Tato, Sajunro, Sanya Di Down Bravo Mukha. Number 7. Be arrogant and conceited based on one's gods, based on one's wealth, based on one's social standing. It's the way to failure. So be arrogant and conceited because one has a lot of wealth, because one belongs to the higher social class. In the Western country, they don't have any kind of caste system. In Asian India, this is a big problem. Even now, they still have this. They still have this. If you go to the Indian society, sometimes you see set entire things going on. In the rural areas, in the countryside, in the village, some people are really very sad to see. They have to do a lot of very bad things. They cannot go to the high-class people's house. They cannot even touch the cup, water drinking, water cup. They cannot even stay under the shade of the house, under the shade of the tree. It's very difficult. A lot of the Orthodox areas are still practice.
Here there's gated communities. It's kind of similar. Rich people live by themselves and nobody else can get in, you know.
We look at them. We could see them.
Right, but
Yeah, if you're caught wandering around, they'll probably call the cops.
Strange man walking down the street. This is kind of arrogance you can see that in this is a clear definition about variety types of conceit and pride based on different patterns. They are just only ignorance thinking for the wise person. They are just only barriers, social barriers, which are superficial, not last in values. But then in the society, they give it like a fashionable, very expensive clothing, very expensive fashionable. It's a station of style, it's in your social class. Well, it's okay. This is the worst thing is that in this case, what we are saying is that being arrogant and being conceited is okay, no problem. But it's conceit cannot do anything anyhow. Based on one's conceit, you treat other people with contempt and with disdain. This is a big problem. This is where the problem started. That's what we have said. Being considered and arrogant based on one's case or one's wealth, one treat other people with a contempt and disrespectful way. This is the way to failure.
it goes the other way too. People think they're not good enough, so they feel bad about themselves because they're conceited because they think they're less than somebody else, right?
Yeah. But once we are considered, we look down on other people. We look down to other people. This is the way it used to happen. Looking down is okay. You just treat them with a very disrespectful manner and very derogatory manner. And this is a word action start. Evil action start happening. So number 7, be arrogant and considerate based on one's case or one's wealth, and one treat other people with contempt and disrespect. This is the way to failure. Now, item number 8. Eti dodo, sura dodo, eka dodo, yonro. Ladan, wina sedi, down bravo mukam. So, item number 8. Eti dodo means womanizing. Sura dodo, indulgence in alcohol and drugs. in gambling, going to casino, etc. In Buddhist, it only mentioned about 3. Womanizing, indulgence in alcohol drinks and narcotic drugs, and gambling. Once a person has such kind of bad habit, let them witness his money, whatever he accumulated will disappear, and thus it can lead to the failure. So in America, we may need to include the unwise and foolish use of the credit cards. We include that, even though it's not common, but it can lead to a lot of problems. I see sometimes in our community, some families break down because the husband or the wife foolishly use the credit cards. So they have a lot of credit debts. And this way it causes a lot of problem, bringing a lot of unhappiness into the family. So this is number 8. I hope you already know. You already know. Okay, now number 9. Number 9. Say dari asam doctor. We see soup dosati. Dosati padari dang brabwado mukha. This is also very important for the lay people, being not contented with one's own household, one trying to bear off in other places, such as going and visiting to the prostitute's house, and interested in other people's wife. This is also the way to failure. This is better for the people in the household. One who is not contented, not being contented with one's own household, and only trying to seek pleasure at the outside, such as visiting the brothel, and also interested in other people's wife. And this is the way to failure. You can know in short way. This is a recognition in the text in Buddha's own word. So you have to have a very strict rules and your moral precepts. Okay, now number 9. Tidak juno boso anedi tembrutne. Tasa esa na supadi tambra wado mukam. An old man got married with a young girl. Such a guy, such an old guy, is always leading to the failure. Failure in this case is happiness because he's already past his young age. He married a young girl. The young girl's emotions and young girl's wish may be different. So that's why it is said it's the way to the failure. For old men who already past the youthful age and got married to a young girl, and this is the way to the failure. Now, 11. 10, okay. 10. 18 Sunday week.
It was 10.
That was 10.
Yeah. Mine was,
Now we're 11.
Yeah, it's 11.
We are on 11?
Yeah, that's correct.
We are 11. So in this text also 11. Ete Sunday Wikirne, Pisanwa Pita Pisan, Esria Sumain to be down Bravo Do Bukan. Ete Sunday Wikirne. These are some words needs some explanation. In a business, where a person place unqualified person, such as a girl or a man, in the managerial position, and also the one who used to have bad habits such as gambling, drinking, drugs, and this is also the way to failure. If someone put some unqualified person in the authoritative position to manage one's business or one's affairs, such as the one without qualification and the one who used to have drinking habit, drug habit, gambling habit, and the one who is not skilled in the management of money. Wicked means the one who used to subtract money. It made the one who used to spend money for no reason unwisely, one who cannot manage finances. If you put such kind of person in the managerial position in your business and your home, then it will fail. So altogether, unqualified person, the one who has bad habits such as drug habit, drinking habit, gambling habit, the one who cannot manage properly, and this is the way to failure. If you finish, taking notes, let's go to the item number 12. This one is not even into this the last one. Abba Rogo Hardano Kadi Jadi Kuli Socha Rijam Batiati Tambra Wado Mukha. The one who has not enough wealth, but the one who has great craving. Even if he may be born in the royal family, if he always ambitious, have big ambition, this is also the way to failure because of his limited resource and because of his great craving. Such a person will not be successful. This is the last one. India probably know small wiki, you're just not somebody, sa local, budget day, single. But I conclude his answer. Knowing all this way to failure, a wise person deeply reflect on these things, and a noble, wise, and far-sighted person will live life happily here and also in hereafter. That's what we conclude in the sutta. So you can know only the brief notes, what you have taken. So the first is respect of the Dhamma, fairness and justice, not neglecting. This is the way to progress. And associating with the good people and following and emulating their way of thinking, their way of doing things is the way to progress. And the one who is active, the one who used to do whatever is necessary efficiently, the one who is not temperamental and will progress. The one who they look after one's own parents is will progress and will be blessed. And the one who treat all the holy men such as the Brahmins and ascetics and hermits and monks will respect, will progress. You can reversely understand. And the one who has wealth and a lot of wealth is ready to share with other people, will progress and will prosper. The one who is not arrogant based on one's own social condition and treat others with respect will progress. The one who is not and who have personal experience regarding women and alcohol and gambling, the one who can maintain one's self-control and will progress and will be successful. The one who remain in one's household and contented in one's household will be happy and will progress. So these are reversely you have to understand after studying this Parabha Sutta. Now let's study next sutta. This is called the Vasala Sutta. Vasala Sutta. Vasala means a person of low meaning contact. A person of Buddha. In the translation, it is interpreted as outcast, meaning base contacts. This sutta is a little bit long. Not right now.
Oh. Do you want to take a break first? Or?
Yeah, break now.
Okay.
So 1:30 to 30. We need a break. Now, Vasala Sutta is about the person of the meanest contact, very lowest contact. By studying this sutta, we can see how Buddha taught on a wider aspect of the society regarding character development and character improvement and regarding a ordinary human's life out of great compassion. People in the world used to understand that Buddha only teach about nobody food baths and meditation is actually no. If you study Buddhist texts in greater detail, as I told you today morning, Buddha's talk covered many aspects, including the war and geological change of the war constantly taking place in this war. Buddha mentioned at one point that even the sun, which everybody assumed to be eternal, is not eternal. One day it will explode and multiply up to 7 times. And the second explosions, when the sun explodes, all people living for life will disappear. No one can survive. So the last sun, the seventh one, emerged in the war. The war will destroy. In both texts, the cause of destruction is threefold. One is called heat caused by solar explosion. And the second cause is called by flood or deluge. Heavy rain coming down continuously, months and months, not weeks, and all the world will be submerged. All the surface of the earth will be submerged, and all the living form will perish, even before they have been. And the third form is very powerful, millions and millions of times powerful tornadoes, which can pulverize even the rock mountains. This is what is described by Buddha in Buddhist text. And also regarding how the world started. God was teaching the world has to go through four phases of geologic period. And this kind of geologic periods may never heard by most people because it is recorded in Buddhist text. Only people with the very expert knowledge of the Pali can explore. In Buddhist text called Samvata, the first phase. Second part is Samvata Chari. And the third part is called Vivutta. And the fourth is called the Vivutta Chari. The world went through all these kind of four phases. Each phase lasts millions of years. Not 7-day event. Not 7-day event as used to assumed by the most religious text. It is very long years. So I'm just mentioning how Buddha was done. It's deep. When you study Buddhist text, sometimes you will come across very skillful, very wonderful, skillful argument set by Buddha to very naughty question, to someone who is very arrogant, very conceited, who come from a very high social class. They try to argue with Buddha in a very aggressive way. Buddha bring down their pride by very polite and skillful counter-argument to the point, using only truthful and very just and very fair means. Once you understand that Buddha's wisdom is real exists, it is a real experience possessed by Buddha. It's not glorified by the Buddhist text. You will see a wide area of the Buddha's knowledge. It's difficult to measure wisdom. Now let's study about this Vasla Sutta. Vasla means the one who is down, lowest in the conduct and attitudes. So Vasla, we used to call Vasla in Buddhist text, the lowest of the human being who has lowest attitudes and lowest character and lowest action. Now we are going to study this. Once you understand that how Buddha defined a person of low character, the main character, you will see by yourself. Okay, now let's first study. And the story, the Sutta begins in the city of the Savatthi in the Jitago monastery. During that time, Buddha was in the morning time, he's just going on his morning amsa to get food of 500 devotees. While he was on the way, he was happening to pass by a Brahmin's house. In the ancient India, it's the custom of the Brahmin to make the fire sacrifice. First they make fire, and after making fire, they put the ghee, honey, or butter into the fire and say the prayers and from the Vedic text. This way they bring that they will get the blessings from the divine beings and the high heaven. This is a very ancient custom. During that time, when that one Brahmin called the Adhika Bharadwaja is offering fire sacrifice in his home. He also prepared for this various kind of offering to offer to the Brahmin, fellow Brahmin, or to offer to the Samisati who may come to his house. Then Buddha knew that. Buddha also knew that he need to talk with the Adhika Bharadwaja. So he just go there. He just stood at the door. Seeing the Buddha with a shaking head, Brahmin said, stop there, don't proceed, don't come here. You are a shaven head person. In the Brahmin ideas, the one who has a shaven, they don't respect. They just only put such kind of ascetic with a shaven head in the lower rank, next to the Brahmin. Brahmins are the highest. So they said, shaven monk head, still there, don't come into my house. Then Buddha replied, Brahmin do know, you use the tongue was love, the lower rank. Do you actually know what kind of person can be called a wasala, a person of low class, a low character? Or do you know the action and the practice that can lead to such kind of lowest class of being august? Then you write, sir, actually I don't know, I just only use the tongue. If you can teach me, I will be very glad. And he said this. Then Buddha said, okay, if you want to know about how a person becomes an august, what kind of practice can lead to being an august, now I'm going to teach you and say this word. Buddha starts saying. Now let's study. The first word Buddha said, Korno upana hisa, papa mekisa yo nero, Vipana deti maya vi, down senya wasalo iti. This is the first one. Number one, there are altogether 5 definitions. Number one, the one who used to be angry. So the one who cannot control anger, who always react in a very angry way. This is number one. Upanahi. Upa means close. Nahi means tying up closely. What is that? It means the one who holds grudge and vengeful. Vengeful person. Okay? Number one, the one who used to be angry, the one who used to hold grudge or venge against anyone even over some trifling cause. Maybe you know, I want to make it easy, you want to take it easy. So the one who used to be angry, the one who hold the grudge, and next one is Papa Mekri. Papa is evil. Mekri means the crush. Original meaning is the crush. What kind of thing? Crush is an idiomatic expression of the Pali. The one who trying to ignore other person's good deed. Ingrate, maybe ingrate. Ungrateful person. Evil, ingrate. The one who is evil, ingrate. Evil, ingrate means the one who is very ungrateful person in many ways. The one who never recognize other person's good deed. The one who lacks appreciation, sense of appreciation over others' good deed, even to one's own parents. Altogether we have the three definitions. And next definition, Vipana deti. Vipana means wrong. Deti means you. The one who has wronged you. The one who holds wronged you. Now, number 5 definition. Mayavi. Maya means deceit. Deceit. We means the one who has deceitful. The one who is deceitful. This is called a man of meanness, conduct, or low character, or office. So altogether. So what are the first definition of the Buddha regarding the office?
One is angry.
So altogether, one who used to angry.
Cannot control anger.
Okay, the one
Who holds
who
grudge.
holds a grudge, the one who is angry, the one who holds around you, the one who is deceitful. This is called an office or a man of mean character. This is the first verse. Now let's go to the second verse. In this verse, Ekachan Dwichan Wabi Yoga Panan Wuhaisti. Yasa Pani Via Nati Tanginia was low eating. Anyone who lacks compassion, and who used to torture creatures such as birds and mammals and other all living being, any living being, this can be called an object. The one who is without compassion, the one who lacks compassion, and used to torture living creatures. Very short, this one is very short. The one who lacks compassion, but used to torture live animal, this can be called anarchist. Now let's proceed to the third verse. Yohanti parirondati kavani nigmani sa negahako saminyado tanjinya waslo idi. Yohanti, the one who used to kill. Parirondati, the one who used to lay siege. Kavani nigmani sa, the village and the big village and cities, by using force. Nigga about the one who used to be tyrant, and such a person is an oppressor. So the one who used to do some sort of lay siege to village and city by using his own army guns, the one who is tyrant, the one who used to kill, and such a person, such a tyrant is called Wasala, anarchist. So briefly, the one who used to kill, the one who used to lay siege to village, people and cities, and such a tyrant is called anarchist. Tyrant, T-Y-R-A-N-D. Okay? Such a dictator. So, in Pali word, Nikhako. Nikhako means the one who always used to press, repressive leader, oppressive leader. And such kind of person is so-called anarchist. Now, next verse. Kami wa zatiwa renye Yang Parisama Malikam, Teo Adina Madadi, Danjinya was no it. Either in this village or in the city or in the forest, there is some people's possession, such as crops and things. One who steal such kind of other stuff without being properly given. And such a person, such a thief, is called anarchist. So to make it brief, the one who stole other person's property, either in the village or in the forest, is anarchist. Stealing, actually, no who commits stealing. It's a very simple one. So now let's go proceed to the next class. Yahweh inamadaya rusazama no plaidi narite inamatidi danjenya was loidi. The one who borrowed money from the someone or from any place, always trying to evade that law, that debt, and claiming that I have not taken any loan, any money from you. And such kind of person is called wasla, anarchist. So after borrowing money, the one who never return to the owner is an aggressive. This is a very important one. Not repaying one's own debt to the person who owes. This also can be called wasla. So how you write it in simple English?
Deadbeat.
No, deadbeat. Deadbeat. Okay.
Defaulting on your loans.
Yes. Actually, maybe someone who ran away from the loans, the creditors. So this is a very important social ethic. Very important social ethic. All these are very important social ethic, which we can apply in our personal level, and also in the community level. Now, next verse. Yowe Gaisika Kanyata Pantata me was an Zana Handwa Gaisika Mardi Danzinya was loidi. Wishing some trifling amount of money, the one who tried to rob wayfaring people, traveling people on the road, such as the highway bandits and robbers. And this is also called an august action. Robbing the travelers on the way for the sake of small amount of money, even for the sake of small amount of money. Such an act can be called it was not an error of august. Okay. Now next verse. The one you have studied is used to happen in ancient India, because during that time people have different kind of livelihood, because of economic development is not strong during that time, so they used to earn their living. Sometimes committing robbery, and sometimes doing such and such kind of bad thing. So sometimes they just wait on the road, they just rob the travelers, even for a small amount of possession. Sometimes even monks are no exception. There's an interesting story which happened in Buddha's time. At one time, Buddha was traveling to one city with personal assistant called the Nagasmala. In the first 15 years' time, Buddha has no permanent personal assistant. Whenever Ananda became personal assistant, retired. During that time, all of them has to take turns to take care of the Buddha's need and as a personal assistant. During that time, Nagasmala is serving as personal assistant and taking towards the road and Buddha board, and they just travel. They are about to approach the city, but there is two roads. One road is less traveled. The other road is commonly used by people. Maybe about 15 miles or 20 miles away to the city. When they reach that junction, Perumal Nagasmala said to the Buddha, Lord Buddha, let's go this way. This is everybody go this way. Buddha said no. For the second time, Nagasmala said, Lord Buddha, this is everybody commonly used way. Let's go this way. Buddha said no. For the other time, Perumal Nagasmala said, Lord Buddha, let's go this way. Buddha said no. He got angry. He got upset with the Buddha. So what he did is, now Buddha, I'm taking this road. You take that road if you wish. And saying this word, he just dropped on Buddha's ball and ropes on the surface of the road. Buddha take all those ropes by himself. And out of compassion, Buddha said nothing. Actually, he just wanted to bring down his pride, his conceit. That's why Buddha doesn't explain. He just only say no. So Buddha stay at the junction under the tree. Whenever Nagasmala left on his own, let's say a few miles into the trip, he encountered the robbers. Buddha saw that the robbers are waiting on the road. But he doesn't care about that. Instead, he just keep quiet. So, when the robbers saw the man, they got angry because they expect other traveler with their gold, just their rings and necklaces, other expensive things. The man, they don't have position. So they just say, hey, stop. Don't go ahead. Then everybody come on. Hey, what about you here? Give us what about you here? But in the Nagasmala is shocked. Because he has nothing to give them. The ropes and the ball. So the robbers are angry and they just punch him in his head and they just even kick out his ball or broke down. And they also tear down the ropes, upper ropes, with the bruised eyes and broken balls and torn ropes. He just came back. Buddha saw this going to happen. Out of compassion, actually he doesn't explain. He can explain, but he will not accept it. He has a very strong conceit in his mind, thinking that he knows everything. So old man doesn't know about anything. He has this kind of attitude, mental attitude. So that's why Buddha doesn't say anything. So he came back, he looked for the Buddha at the junction. He saw the Buddha sitting. Then he just approached the Buddha. No, Buddha, no. I make wrong choice by choosing the common travel road. I got punched by the robbers. I got this problem. Nagasmala, I thought this is going to happen to you, but you will never listen. I said this road is no one take this road. I am going this way. You just only simply follow. You don't know what lies ahead. Then he just apologized to the Buddha. Lord Buddha, please accept my apologies for my stupidity. Then Buddha forgive him, and Buddha want his way. So this is recorded in Buddhist text. Sometimes there are moments in the Buddha's life that he never talk, he never use his psychic power. He just keep quiet. Later on, when necessary, he use it. Otherwise, he doesn't use it. So now let's continue. Next class. Atta hetu brahetu dana hetu sa yono Saki Potro Musa beauty Tanjina was Lord Idi. This regards court proceeding in the court, maybe in the criminal court or high court, I don't know. What I will say is that here in the world, this world, a person, for the sake of himself, his benefit, or for the sake of protecting others, and for just only for the sake of pure money, he just served as false witness. He served as a false witness over a case. He knowingly tell the lies regarding the case. And such kind of false witness is also an error of the office. So you should take note, serving as false witness.
False witness.
False witness in the court. In the court.
Court.
C-O-R-T. Sorry for my pronunciation. My pronunciation is not perfect.
False witness in the court.
False witness. Serving as false witness.
Basically lying.
And telling blatant lies. Just for the sake of money, just for the sake of himself, just for the sake of protecting one's friend or family member. And this is an evil act. Okay, have you finished taking notes? Serving as false witness in the court. Now, next part. Yo nyadinawa sakhinawa daisu pati desati sahasawa sambinawa tanjinya wasalo iti. This is also some social ethic, very important social ethic. Anyone who is interested in other people's woman, others' wife, or other people's protected girl, he may try to get hooked up to such a person either by means of poisons of love or by using force, and such kind of action is also evil, august action. So I don't know how to say in English, in simple English.
An adulterer.
Well,
Adultery.
a seducer, maybe.
To covet, like to take
A
over.
seducer,
Cheater.
Seducer.
yeah. A seducer or an adulterer.
A seducer encourages women to come to him.
This also same imply. This imply.
Yeah, and
Seducer,
adulterer.
both seducer and adulterer.
So both.
Both seducer and adulterer. Now, next verse. Yo madran pitranwa jainagangata yudnam bahu sando na bredi tanjinya wasalo idi. This is the same thing like we mentioned in the Brahma and Sutta, the way to failure. Anyone who neglects one's own free parents and doesn't look after, even though he can afford to do that, and such kind of a person is called outcast, a person of no me contact. The one who neglect one's own parents and who doesn't look after one's own parents, even though he can. And this is called the person of mean conduct. Analogous. Now, next class. Did you finish? Have you finished? Yes. Okay, then let's go ahead. Next class. Your atam bosido sando anata manusa sti padaichani na mantedi tanjenya waslo idi. Being consulted or being requested for advice and for guidance. Instead, one give wrong advice, and that can lead to harm. Or that can lead to ruin. Or just give advice in ambiguous terms. Such person is called can be called an outcast because he is dishonest. He doesn't have a sincere goodwill toward the person who comes asking for help, asking for guidance. So how do we write in beautiful and simple English? The one who gives wrong counsel or wrong guidance.
A misguider.
And ambiguous terms to a person with a lot of dishonesty and insincerity, and such a person is can be called an outcast. So the one who is dishonest and not sincere in giving advice and guidance to a friend or someone who comes asking for help or asking for guidance, and such kind of a person is called can be called an outcast. So now let's proceed. Next verse. Yoga Baba Gangama Mama Jinyadi HD. Your Brixana Kamando Dan Jinya was not eating. The one having done evil act and trying to hide one's evil deed. And this is an outcast deed. This is the way of an outcast. The one who trying to hide one's own evil deed. And this is an outcast.
Did we miss one before? One who falsifies information?
It can be included in this category.
No, I mean, did we miss a verse? Right.
The one who trying to hide. Trying to hide means trying to just give wrong information. He just trying to pretend himself to be innocent.
Okay.
He never have done such kind of bad criminal thing. Trying to hide. And the way they won't hide is he may use different kind of method. Sometimes he may pretend, sometimes he may give wrong information, sometimes he may falsify, sometimes he may destroy the evidence, etc. But there are different kind of things of hiding. In the village, it's only said hide. Don't hide one's wrong act, one's evil act. This is called the anarchy. Okay, now next part. This is also very interesting. Shore Prakulan Kandawa, Bodwana Sichi Bojina, Avadana Pribujedi, Tanjenya was not having visited to other person's house, having enjoyed the hospitality of that friend, he never repaid that hospitality when his friend came to visit his home. This is also a mean act, very low act. So this means that I visit to someone's house, my friend treat me with a lot of hospitality, but when my friend comes, I just say, hey, I don't know, that's it. I don't his hospitality, such as giving food,
or showing some sort of hospitality by asking him whether he going to stay with me in my house, etc. So that's kind of not repaying one's hospitality. Other person's hospitality is a mean act. Not repaying other person's hospitality is a mean act. This is a brief note. Okay, now next verse. Yogamanawa Simanawa Inyawa Bi Wunipaga Musawa Dina Wunjedi Tanjinya Wasalodi. We have already studied this in the Prabhupada Sutta. The one who cheats and deceives holy men such as the Brahmin, ascetics and monks and all those beggars, poor people, and such a person is called an outcast. The one who cheats holy men, ascetics and monks, hermits, and also poor people, this is also called an outcast. I hope you can make note in a short way. If you finish, let's go to the next part. Yogamana Samanawa Bhatta Gali Upatiti Rosedi Waja Nasa Didi Tanjinya Wasloidi. This part is more relevant to Asian societies. This means that a layman, when a holy man such as a Brahmin or monk, he said come to his house, gather the food, but he never offered. Instead, he said derogatory words. And such a person can be called an outcast.
Can you say it again?
What did he say?
A holy person, such as a monk or a hermit, they come to the house, one's house, to stand in the house to. It's at the time for lunch. Let's say between 7 o'clock and 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. In Asian India, Asian society, it's the custom to offer something. To offer something, but not in the West. And so instead of offering, say something derogatory word. Why you come here? Just go and give up, trying to say some bad words. And such kind of action is called an evil act.
So not respecting them, yeah.
Yes.
So speaking harsh when
Speaking
asking
harsh language.
for
And not offering food.
alms.
Speaking harsh language and offering no food to any holy man coming to one's house at the meantime is an evil act. So you can write down the note in simple way. Now next verse. Next verse. Abdan yoga pabjiti mohina vikuntido. Kunseka nizigida no zanzenya waslo iti. Even for the sake of small offering, one always praise. One always praise. Asta means Asta. How do you interpret? Asta originally is non-saintly people, bad ideologies. Those who hold bad ideology, evil ideology, and praise about those people for the sake of some offering or some favor, and such an act is also called an outcast act, an action of the outcast. So maybe extolling the way of the way of bad people, bad ideas, for the sake of the one favor or one small thing. This actually is what's called, can be called an object. So it's a little bit difficult to figure out what it means. For example, when you have some sort of idea as a communism, I met with my communist friends. They are very influential people. I want to get some people. Oh, your communism is very good. You are just intended for community, commune, welfare of commune. Even though communism is not good, I just try to say some nice thing regarding communism or Nazism or whatever their ideology. And I'm committing such an action of the main people. For the sake of one small favor, I'm just talking good things about the real bad people, real bad ideology. So this is very wide subject, very wide in explanation. I don't know how to put it in most simple way.
Politician.
But there are a lot of relevant situations in the world. A lot of relevant situations in the world. For example, in today's time, I hope that it is not offensive. There are some people in the West, even in America, especially among the media men, journalists, correspondent, very well-known journalists, corresponding newspaper, very famous newspaper, New York Times, Wall Street Journal. Currently now one thing is happening in India. It is about the riots done by the people who used to commit a lot of bad things. Regarding the citizenship law, they just burn down the shore, the house, and they just do a lot of bad things. And the newspaper reporter, they said they are victims out of frustration in their daily days, etc. They try to portray the people as a victim who are doing harm to other people. So such kind of actions are going on in the mainstream media. Even in Europe, situation is really getting worse and worse. When you start the new changing political trends, newspapers are no longer honest and not very, very biased in reporting. They don't have the objective truth. So this is the kind of situation set by Buddha. For the sake of the many and for the sake of small things, they just tell evil, nice things about evil people. Nice things about evil people, such as, oh, Taoists are very compassionate. We have to be compassionate to Taoists who committed 9/11 because they are frustrated with such and such situation. You try to write books and try to press it from both people, etc. There are such people write to us here in this country. They never say the truth. They just only to promote one side only. So let's proceed. Your Satan smoke say, Praja Mawachanadi, Ni no Sena Manina, Dan Jinya was not eating. This one is about arrogancy and conceit. The one who used to promote oneself and the one who used to bring down other people based on one's own conceit and pride. Such a person can be called an outcast. The one who makes self-promotion and lowering other people based on his conceit and arrogancy, this is also an act of the outcast.
Who does that remind you of?
I don't know. I don't know. Because I may not have the exact answer regarding that. Well, so one who used to self-promote and lower down other people because of his arrogancy, such a person is called Vasala. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead to next part. And Roscoe, Kadriyosa, Papeso, Mystery, Sato, Arigo, Nutabi, Tanzania, Waslo Idi. Well, we are now slowly going to conclude. And in this part, Buddha has mentioned 7 characteristics of our guest. Roscoe means the one who used to harass other people. The one who used to harass by mouth or by action.
Yeah, harass and belittle.
Yeah, harass. H-A-R-S-S. Harass. And Katarino, Katarino originally is a despicable person. Ka means despicable, Arya means person, despicable person. And why is it despicable? Because he has a lot of the stinginess. Such a stinginess can make a person very low. So, the one who used to harass, the one who is stingy, the one who used to have evil intention and evil wish, the one who is jealous, used to jealous. The one who is cunning, crafty. And so the one who is shameless,
Manipulative.
shameless.
And manipulative too.
And well, manipulate and maybe Roscoe. Roscoe is much more relevant for that war. Manipulator. Roscoe is the one who always causes problem, who used to best up other person. And I am the one who is shameless in doing bad thing. And not to be the one who is fearless. Fearless, maybe brazen or emboldened to do bad things. Altogether, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The one who used to harass and manipulate it, the one who is stingy, the one who has evil intention, evil desire, the one who is jealous, the one who is cunning, the one who is shameless, the one who is brave to do bad things. And such kind of person can be called outcast. Okay. Altogether we have 7 characteristics mentioned by Buddha in this part. Now let's proceed to the next part. Yoga Pribhasti Atawa Tasa Savakan Pribhajam Ghatanwa Tanjanya Wasalo Idi. In this case, Pribhasti, Pri means dominated manner, continuously. Bhasti means speak. The one who, how do you put in simple language? The one who used to speak from the
Speak
from
condescending.
higher position,
Yes.
always bossy.
Soapbox.
Bossy.
Yeah. The one who abused the Buddha or his disciple or anyone who live in the forest, such as the hermit or ascetic or just ordinary layman, using bad language, and this kind of person is called an august. The one who abuse, using bad language to the Buddha, to his disciple, to any ascetic or to ordinary person. And this kind of saying abusive word is called an August. Now let's finish the next verse. Next verse is the last one. Yo Narahan Sando Arahan Badijanati Jo Sadmugi Loki E so called Wasladamo E de called Waslauda Maya Yiti Bugaya. Now Buddha said in this world a person, especially a monk or a holy man living a spiritual life, claim himself to be an arahanta, the one who attained by the last stage of enlightenment. He became a holy man, even though he is not really, he hasn't really achieved that kind of high state. And this is the greatest August. This is the greatest August in the world. Not only among human beings, but also in the heaven, among the heavenly deities. Such kind of person is the greatest August. The one who tries to cheat other people, claiming that he has achieved a higher state of enlightenment, even though he hasn't achieved.
Misrepresenting himself.
Yeah, representing himself to be an enlightened person, holy person.
They want us to know that every sect will have
Yes, we have the precept for that. We have the precept for that, but there's an exception. There's an exception in the monastic code. If you are necessary under certain condition, for example, if you are praying, co-religion is just ask the question, especially at the moment of death or at the urgent moment when it is necessary, you can confess achievement. But sometimes it's very much delicate matter. Some meditator, they are really sincere. They practice meditation for long years, long term, and they don't see the anger or any kind of lust or any kind of bad mental states arising. So they thought they themselves they have attained enlightenment. Actually, they are not yet. They haven't attained enlightenment yet. In this kind of state is called a deep mana. A deep means special. Mana means thinking. Thinking oneself specially highly. Not based on conceit and arrogancy, but based on one's experience for a long time, absence of the incidence of the defilements. So sometimes this happens. This is a very innocent mistake, which used to happen to some devout and very committed meditators. So this is the last one. Let's conclude the Vasala Sutta study. Where we are our study is for this session, I think, where we are going to have some review after a break. After a break, we are going to have some review so that you can have an idea. You can test yourself how much you have learned, how much you have grasped. Okay, now let's have a break. It's already full.
It's 55 on down. It's 2 hours behind.
That's because you brought the one away with you.
I just thought it would be good. It's like 2 days of snow. It's like one of the 3 seasons in a day. The other day, it was like snow, and it was all melted, and then it rained, and it was snow again, and it was windy.
Is it personal?
No, that's like
Now we have covered some important sutras which are necessary for you to understand what Buddhist ethic means, what it constitutes, and what kind of topics in our daily life it covers. Here in the study of the sutta, I have left the Vinaya text, which meant for the monastic. Because the monastic disciplines, monastic ethics are quite big and voluminous one. It covers a lot of the major areas for monks and life. They are also not relevant for the lay community members. That's why I intentionally choose special sutras from various parts of the Nikayas. These the sutras in the study are very short, actually very short, except the one we just finished, such as the Vasala Sutta and Brahma Sutta. They are a little bit detailed. So, particularly we have almost studied these necessary things, except a few ones. In next coming sessions, during the coming March weeks, we are going to continue studying the Mangala Sutta, the blessing. I think some of you may be quite familiar with the blessing and also other suttas from Idivodka. But I think that should be enough because the most important thing, the most important knowledge, you already familiarized. Now we need to review. We need to review in the first point of the course in the chapter 1. We need ethic and its definition. I have prepared some sort of assignment question so that you can do some sort of hazard. It's very simple and easy. Such questions and such kind of examinations are only to test how much you have grasped during the course. You don't need to feel pressure. You just enjoy and be happy to answer all the questions. Now, chapter 1, I have this question. Give the definition of ethic from religious and secular perspective. Can you give a short answer? From a religious perspective, what is called ethic?
Can you repeat what the question is?
Give the definition of ethic from religious and secular perspective. This is number 1. Maybe if you want to give answer later, you can. Actually, I plan to email you all the assignments.
Okay.
This is more convenient.
yes.
More convenient and easy for you, for me also. Instead of letting you write down. But here I'm just only trying to test so that you can have the clear and very brief notes.
You don't want us to answer right now to you though, right?
Yeah, I can answer. So, the first one, from religious perspective, is following religious rules and religious codes to be in conformity with the moral principles and values as recommended by one's own religious belief and religious text. That's it. Following through the principle and moral principle and moral codes as described and as recommended in religious text and according to religious tradition. This is the ethic from religious perspective. Following moral principle and moral codes as recommended by one's religious text and belief is the ethic. Now number 2, what is the definition of ethic from the secular perspective?
Want to go more than that?
Here, following a set of core principles in a way of intellectual thinking, which determine right and wrong, good and bad, regarding decision, choice and action. This is the ethic from secular perspective. So you can go back to the section 1. Definition of ethic from philosophical perspective. Under the heading, definition of ethic from the philosophical perspective.
It's really writing.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, now you see,
Tired.
you can refer to that. So the ethic from secular perspective is following a set of moral core principles and way of intellectual thinking, based on way of intellectual moral thinking, and which determine right and wrong, good and bad, regarding decision, choice, and action. This is very brief. Now the source. If you finish this, I want to go to next page or next question, next test assignment. What are the source of ethic? What are the source of ethic? For religious ethic and secular ethic, please answer 2 different sources.
What is the question?
What is the source of ethic in ethical concept? And regarding religious ethic, religious ethic and secular ethic.
Religious versus secular.
Yeah, secular, in religious ethic, the source is only faith. Only faith.
Faith in religious texts?
Yeah, faith is the source. Religious texts are, it can be cited as a source. But in this case, I use only the faith. Faith in religion and also religious text. And for secular ethic, it is only wisdom, wise thinking. Wise thinking,
So could you say wisdom?
yeah, secular ethic is derived from wisdom, knowledge, moral virtue, and goodwill. Here, this is the source of the secular ethic. So they are different. In terms of definition and in terms of source.
The secular ethic can be, secular ethics are equal to Buddhist ethics.
Yes, very much.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Very much. It's almost the same.
Crazy, man.
Because the Buddha teaching itself is based on Western. Buddhism is not original term. Original term used by Buddha himself is Vibhijya Vada. Vibhijya Vada. This is what Buddha said. In that one of the discourse, Buddha said, if someone asks the question, what kind of idea and philosophy, what kind of way of practice you follow, how would you answer to such a question? He asked all the disciples. The monk, Lord Buddha, please give the correct answer because we don't know how to give the proper answer. Buddha said, you must answer to those questions. To those who question this, we follow Vibhijya Vada. We are Vibhijya Vadi. Vibhijja means after carefully splicing up and dividing, analyzing. Vada means thinking based on analysis. Vibhijja Vadi means the one who follow such kind of analytical teaching based on wisdom. So Buddhist teaching is actually called Vibhijja Vada. This is Buddha giving time, not our time. Buddha gave this time himself. So, and that's another question. Ethic or not ethic in Buddhism? Ethic in Buddhism, this perspective. Ethic in Buddhist perspective is very much similar to secular ethics. It's very, because it is based on wisdom. So you can add answer. If in case some answer, there's a question. Is ethic, according to Buddhism, is different from other ethic, such as religious ethic and secular ethic? Answer is very much similar to secular ethic because it's based on wisdom and analytical thinking of consequence and right and wrong. What are moral and immoral? So now next question.
Is there any difference though between Buddhist and secular ethics?
No, not much difference. Now next, what is the purpose of ethic? What is the purpose of ethic? The answer is on next page. The purpose of ethic is to improve the characteristic virtue of an ordinary human individual. And second purpose is to elevate an individual human being to the level of purity of conduct and then leading all the way to the attain the purity of mind at the highest level. That's it. So very simple. It's two purposes. It has two purposes.
What was the question?
What is the purpose?
The purpose of ethics?
Yes, Buddhist ethics. Buddhist ethics, secular ethics. In other religious ethics, it may be to go to the heaven to get a salvation, to get eternal life, etc. Not to go down to hell. Sometimes the belief systems are very different. I want to tell you one practice among certain religious people. If you have some sort of son, a boy, when he comes of age, let's say when he reaches about 11 or 20 years, 11 years of age, you first teach at some point how to kill the chicken, and slowly moving ahead from chicken to the goat and sheep, and then to the bull and cow, etc. Now, this is a necessary thing. Even when a person is about 3 or 4 years old, starts speaking, he must follow the prayer. If he doesn't follow, you have the right to spank the baby. This way you are helping the baby to get the blessing of the parent. So this kind of strict rules and regulations are followed in certain religious communities. Even though you may not hear about that, it's practically real. So once the boy slowly grow up, he can do. When he's doing some sort of sacrifice, or once a year, or 2 times a year, in certain occasions, he can kill himself. By killing the animal, he get a lot of merit. He got a lot of merit. The more you do, the more precious animal, very beautiful bull, you pay thousands of rupees to get that one. You just butcher it according to religious practice, and you get more wholesome action. So such kind of beliefs are quite difficult to understand from the viewpoint of compassion. Even though it is accepted as a religious moral practice among such a religion. So religion is very strange from the viewpoint of intellectual person. There are a lot of contradictory things, and you are very lucky to be born into the society where the freedom of ideas and exchange of ideas are always recommended and encouraged, not restricted. In such kind of religious families, you cannot even ask questions. Do your religion. You cannot ask. If you ask, you commit disbelief. Be very strict. So next question. What is the basic ethic? What is the basic ethic in both perspectives? Basic ethic. Well, actually, it's not relevant.
What is ethic?
What's the purpose of ethic? You finish? You understand this? Please describe in more practical term. There are already 2 purposes mentioned in the next page. Now, why it is necessary to follow ethical principle? Please explain the necessity of ethic using the metaphor of everyday fire. This is the last.
Can you read that again? Or ask the
Last
question?
2 words.
Why it is necessary to follow ethical principle? This one only. We just familiarize with the short answer. Short answer.
And the other one, what is the biggest? You said what is the biggest? What? The other one.
Explain something.
Yeah, explain actually. Explain it. Explain the necessity of ethic by using a metaphor of everyday fire. Already mentioned here. But here you can.
A fire.
Yeah, fire.
It's the last section of section 1.
Analogy of fire.
Yes.
It's on the TV.
Talks about using fire in everyday life. Ordinary everyday fire.
It is necessary to follow ethics because we need to keep ourselves happy and free from guilt. That's a very short answer.
To keep ourselves.
Short answer is we need to follow ethical principle in order to keep our mind, ourselves happy and being free from guilt and remorse. That's a very short answer. Okay, now we are almost. Now chapter 3. Chapter 3. What is moral responsibility? Now, you can go to the page, moral responsibility.
It's catching up.
What is moral responsibility?
Free will.
To accept both blame and praise, reward and punishment, and all various positive and negative consequences of one's action, resulting from the choice of the decisions one made and one had left undone. That's a moral responsibility.
Being accountable for all of your actions.
Yes, to be responsible for your action and any outcome of it. That's basically moral responsibility. Now next question, but this question, we have a few minutes left. How free will and moral responsibility are two inseparable components of a person? Please explain from the summation of Buddhist teaching.
How free will.
How free will and moral responsibility are related to each other. In a person, you just add any person. The answer is simple. A person is mainly composed of two things, body and mind. All bodily actions are always related with the mind. So they are interconnected, interrelated to each other. That's a short answer.
So a person is compounded of two things, body and mind?
Mind, yes.
Okay.
And that's why the bodily actions are always preceded by the mind, or always managed to be managed by. And this way they are interrelated, interconnected. Mind management, good mind management will lead to good moral management, good morality. Bad mental management will lead to immorality. Very simple. Those who cannot manage their own mind, especially their anger, their desire, they do a lot of bad things. You can see this in daily life, continuously. In the newspaper, in the TV news, and everywhere, and the police report, and see a lot of such things. Mind management is very important. Most people, they don't know mind management. What kind of thing? Oh, the next question. What kind of thing plays an important and dominant role in the action of human beings?
Can you repeat that?
What kind of thing plays dominant role in the action of human beings?
The mind?
Yes. You can see there. Page number, next page. Buddha's words on the important role of the mind.
He said human beings?
Yes, on Buddha's word on the important role of the mind.
Action of human beings.
You can quote the verses, but no need to memorize all those things. You just only say a simple answer. Understanding about certain subject is more important so that you can apply it. These are just only theoretical process of the learning. Later on, you just apply it. They are more realistic approach to moral improvement and morality. So we don't need to dwell on a lot of theoretical explanation. Now that you got into chapter, what moral responsibility you like, please? Okay. And please, what is it like? Moral responsibility, and what is moral responsibility? What it is similar to? Can you please mention what moral responsibility is like? Then you follow the next page, chapter 3, next page, the last page. Chapter 3, the last page. Chapter 3, the last page. Moral responsibility. Moral responsibility, to simply put, is like following traffic rule. Moral responsibility is like traffic rule. You just only answer very short answer. Moral responsibility is like traffic rule. You have to follow traffic rule. As long as you have a car, as long as you have 2 feet. Even if you don't have 2 feet, you use wheelchair, you need to follow. This is very simple. This is compulsory. It's also necessary. Otherwise, you will get hit by the car. Or your police will give you ticket. So you have only 2 options, 2 outcomes if you don't follow. And also in our life, if we don't follow moral principle, we see a lot of people going down all the way. Even though they are very rich and very wealthy, very famous, they go down. Their wife cannot help. Their neighbor cannot help. Their friend cannot help. So morality, moral responsibility is like the old traffic rules. May you be able to enrich your knowledge and enrich your spirit. May you live life to the fullest, to be blessed and to be rewarded by your own good deeds and your own goodwill and by your own actions. Now let's conclude our session for the day. If you have a question?
Talking about the journalist reporting something that's not true, if he knows the truth and he reports, try to deceive the readers, then we can call that lying. What if his understanding is wrong?
What?
The journalists, when they report news, you say sometimes they didn't tell the truth. There are 2 situations. One is they know it's not true, but they will still say it wrong. So we can call that a lie.
Yes, actually very big and lie.
But there's another situation since the reporter, maybe they understand differently, from a different angle. Then what do you think?
Being fair and balanced.
I don't know how I'm going to say
They're
that.
just being ignorant. They don't know what's really going on.
You know, turning a blind eye. Subject to interpretations, a different angle.
It's called confirmation bias.
It really is, like, I mean, it's, because it becomes opinionated instead of factual.
Opinion.
Yeah, group thinking.
So no question?
I mean, if it's not
What is your question? I don't.
my question is, but the second situation that it's his understanding is wrong. So he reported not very accurately, not to affect.
Actually, he already got money from those people with big wallets. They just get money.
So it's proven that they know that they are not doing something right.
It might have meanwhile is a very poor shape. Because the digital coming, so print media is going down. They're trying to survive in very difficult way.
They're just corporate paymasters are telling them what to write.